What is load balancer? A load balancer ensures high availability by distributing the incoming traffic to availability zones. You can see here availability zone 1 and availability zone 2. Okay. Also, it will perform the health checks on the servers. Here it is performing the health check. If the server is unhealthy, then immediately load balancer will reroute the traffic to the healthy servers. What is application load balancer SSL termination? Application load balancer operates at layer 7 in the OSA model, and application load balancer ideally uses for the web applications, APIs and microservices. It routes the request based on the path, host and headers and forward the request to the backend web servers. Coming to the SSL termination, when the user sends the request, with the request is HTTPS request, it comes to the load balancer. Load balancer will decrypt this request and forward the HTTP request to the backend. So this is called the SSL termination. So this will improve the communication between the application load balancer and web server. Thank you. What is network load balancer? Network load balancer operates at layer 4 in the OSI model, and client connections send the TCP UDP traffic at layer 4 with millions of requests per second and with ultra low latency. So network load balancer forward the request based on the IP and port number to the backend servers. So network load balancers are mainly used for the high performance applications like gaming and in banking, trading and all. Difference between application load balancer versus network load balancer. OSA layer. Application load balancer operates at layer 7 and network load balancer operates at layer 4, transport layer. And protocol supported by application load balancer is HTTP and HTTPS. And the protocol supported by network load balancer is TCP and UDP. Routing logic is based on, for application load balancer, routing based on host and paths. Okay, and for network load balancer, routing based on IP and port number. Coming to the performance, application load balancer performance is moderate, latency is moderate, but in network load balancer, ultra low latency, and it receives millions of requests per second. And use cases: application load balancer uses for web applications, microservices and APIs. Network load balancers used for gaming, IoT and financial trading. Coming for the health checks, application level it will use HTTP codes, and network level it will use TCP connections. Health checks. Next one is integration. Application load balancer works with auto scaling group, and network load balancer also work with the auto scaling group. Auto scaling group will be integrated with the application load balancer. So when the traffic is more, that means when the huge traffic comes into from the load balancer to the auto scaling group, will increase the new instances. That means it will launch the new instances when there is less traffic. Then it will remove the instances. That means when there is a huge traffic, it will scale out the instances. When there is less traffic, it will scale in the instances. Okay. Also, auto scaling group will check for the unhealthy instances. If the instance is unhealthy, it will replace with the new instance. This is about auto scaling. Thank you. AWS target tracking scaling flow. In AWS, we have one CloudWatch is a monitoring tool. It will monitor the EC2 instance. So if If the CPU is equal to 50%, that means it is in the normal state only. If the CPU percentage is greater than 50%, then what it will do, it is a high CPU usage. Then auto scaling will scale out the instance. See, whenever the CPU is greater than 50%, what it will do, like it will scale up it will launch more instances. Here in the same, if the CPU is less than 50%, then it will scale in the instances. That is, like, it will remove the instances automatically. This is called the scaling flow here. Automatic adjustment to stay at target. So this is the normal, and this is the high CPU usage, and this is the low CPU usage. When the traffic is high CPU, and we have to launch more instances. When the traffic is less, so the less CPU will be there, CPU less than 50%, then we will remove all the instances. This is the scaling flow.